Converse with yourself. Allow your words to bring you abundance easily. Composed by Kelvin W. Nathan. Distributed by Book Recordings Office. Presentation picture getting up every morning with a feeling of sureness that today will carry you nearer to your monetary dreams. Imagine a scenario in which the key to accomplishing overflow and abundance lies not in outside activities but rather in the words you address yourself. The book Converse with Yourself is an extraordinary manual for tackling the force of self-converse with make the existence of success you merit. Have you at any point thought to be the effect of your internal discourse? Consistently you participate in an inward discussion that shapes your convictions, impacts your choices, and at last decides your prosperity. This book will tell you the best way to assume command over that discourse and use it to draw in the riches and overflow you want. This moment, you may be pondering, can conversing with myself truly have that a very remarkable effect? The response is a resonating yes. Science has shown that our contemplations and words essentially influence our world. By intentionally picking engaging and positive words, you can reinvent your psyche to line up with the energy of overflow. We'll begin by investigating the force of assertions. Insistences are articulations of energy that, when rehashed consistently, have the ability to change both your viewpoint and your perspective. You'll figure out how to create strong confirmations custom-fitted to your monetary objectives and how to integrate them into your day-to-day everyday practice. These aren't simply meaningless remarks, they are devices that can reshape your psyche mind. Then, we'll dive into the science behind self-talk. Understanding how your mind processes language and how your words can make new brain connections is vital. This book will separate complex ideas into straightforward, justifiable terms, making it simple for you to get a handle on the extraordinary force of your words. You'll likewise find strategies to distinguish and change negative self-talk. Frequently, the greatest hindrance to abundance is our own restricting convictions and negative idea designs. This book gives functional activities to assist you with perceiving these inconvenient propensities and supplant them with engaging ones that help your monetary development. Notwithstanding confirmations, perception assumes a huge part in drawing in overflow. By distinctively envisioning your ideal monetary state, you make a psychological outline that directs your activities and choices. This book will direct you through successful perception rehearsals that supplement your positive self-talk, enhancing your capacity to show abundance. Inside the pages of Converse with Yourself, you will find an assortment of inspirational encounters of the people who have modified their financial circumstances by using the force of discourse with themselves. These genuine models will show you that, regardless of where you start, you can possibly accomplish uncommon riches and overflow. The experiences that they have taken will motivate and drive you to assume command over the exchange that you have with yourself and to make the monetary future that you need. As you leave on this excursion, recollect that the words you address yourself are incredible assets. By intentionally expressing yourself, you can shape your existence and draw in the riches and overflow you look for. Did you realize your inner exchange can enormously influence your monetary status? In this book, Converse with Yourself will investigate a bit-by-bit technique to change your self-talk into an incredible asset for monetary overflow. You'll figure out how to recognize and beat negative idea designs, re-examine your convictions for progress, and make a flourishing mentality. As you become amazing at positive self-talk and certifications, you'll wind up putting forth and accomplishing monetary objectives more than ever. Welcome to Converse with Yourself. Allow your words to bring you overflow and abundance. How about we start this extraordinary excursion together and open the monetary achievement that looks for you? For more data about the digital book rendition of this sound, visit audiobooksoffice.com. We notice that 72% of you who pay attention to our video are not yet bought into the channel. Kindly assist with supporting the channel by raising a ruckus around town button and like the video. Gratitude for motivating us to make more satisfied for you. Section 1. Opening the force of self-talk. Make a plunge and find how saddling the force of self-talk can decisively change your life, helping your certainty, shaping your contemplations, and impelling you towards your objectives. You're not going off the deep end assuming you converse with yourself. As a matter of fact, it's an incredible asset that fruitful individuals use to conquer difficulties, keep on track, and accomplish their fantasies. How about we separate the personas encompassing this idea? Self-talk is basically the exchange you have with yourself, either quietly in your mind or without holding back. The steady stream of considerations go through your head every day. You've been doing it since you were a youngster, however now is the right time to assume command over it and use it for your potential benefit. Self-talk isn't just about rehashing positive insistences. It's tied in with tending to your feelings of dread, recognizing your assets, and setting clear expectations. It's tied in with supplanting restricting convictions with engaging ones. You're the storyteller of your biography, and you can decide to tell a story of win instead of misfortune. Begin by paying attention to the voice in your mind. What's it talking about? Is it basic or empowering? Is it centered around issues or arrangements? Is it trapped previously or looking towards what's to come? The key is to turn out to be more mindful of your self-talk so you can begin forming it such that serves you. Saddling the force of self-talk is an excursion of self-disclosure and change. It's not generally simple, yet it's unquestionably worth the effort. You include the power inside you to shape your existence, and everything begins with the words you tell yourself. In this way, begin talking. Part 2: Recognizing negative idea examples. Before you can vanquish the force of self-talk, you want to distinguish and comprehend the negative idea designs that may be keeping you down. It's not generally simple, yet it's a fundamental initial step. You can't change what you're not mindful of, correct? However, it very well might be awkward. This excursion of self-revelation will engage you to assume command over your viewpoints, and likewise, your riches. Negative idea designs frequently behave like quiet saboteurs. These examples could incorporate considerations, for example, I'm not sufficient, I don't merit achievement, or I won't ever be affluent. It is conceivable that you are not even mindful that they are available in any case. They have the ability to fundamentally impact your ways of behaving and limit your true capacity. Becoming mindful of your thinking designs resembles focusing a light on these secret saboteurs. Thusly, you can start to challenge them. Section 3: Re-evaluating restricting convictions. Frequently, your restricting convictions are the offenders that smother your advancement and achievement. Now is the right time to investigate these convictions and figure out how to rethink them into positive assertions. You could think, I'm bad at overseeing cash, or I've forever been poor, so I'll continuously be poor. However, these foolish considerations exactly's keeping you down. Consider it. Assuming you've persuaded yourself that you're terrible with cash, you won't ever invested the energy to improve in light of the fact that you've proactively acknowledged route. In any case, here's the reality of the situation: you're not intrinsically terrible with cash, you simply haven't figured out how to deal with it successfully yet. That is a major distinction, right? How about we take a stab at re-examining that idea? Rather than saying, I'm bad with cash, tell yourself, I'm figuring out how to deal with my cash successfully. This unpretentious change in language eliminates the regrettable underlying meaning and replaces it with a helpful standpoint. It opens up the opportunities for development and improvement. Likewise, rather than surrendering to ceaseless neediness, advise yourself that your ongoing monetary circumstance doesn't direct your future. Rather than, I'll continuously be poor, attempt I'm pursuing independence from the rat race. It's an engaging movement that shows you the way to abundance. Re-evaluating restricting convictions isn't tied in with deceiving yourself or disregarding reality. About supporting an outlook empowers development, learning, and versatility. It's tied in with recognizing the at various times, however not allowing them to direct your future. With training, you'll find these new confirmations turning into your world. Part 4. Making certifications for abundance. Making strong confirmations for abundance is a basic move toward reinventing your outlook towards monetary achievement. Your words have the ability to shape your world, and by reliably taking care of your psyche positive certifications, you can change what is going on. Yet, how would you make these certifications? Begin by recognizing how abundance affects you. It's not just about having large chunk of change. It's about independence from the rat race, the capacity to accommodate your friends and family, and the valuable chance to live life to the fullest without agonizing over the bills. Your definition matters, not society's. Whenever you've recognized your abundance objectives, now is the ideal time to make your certifications. Utilize positive, current state language. Rather than saying, "I will be well off," say, "I'm rich." This assists your psyche with embracing the certification as an ongoing situation, not a future chance. Be explicit. Rather than saying, "I'm rich," say, "I'm procuring $100,000 a year living life to the fullest." The more unambiguous your certification, the more impressive it will be. Keep in mind, consistency is vital. Rehash your insistences day to day, preferably without holding back, and imagine yourself previously carrying on with the existence you want. After some time, these words will saturate your psyche brain, and you'll begin to see changes in your monetary circumstance. Cheer up in the event that results don't show up right away. It requires investment to reinvent your outlook, yet stay with it, have confidence in the force of your words, and you'll be headed to monetary achievement. Part 5, Morning Schedule for Mental Shift. Now that you're furnished with strong abundance confirmations, we should lay out a morning schedule that will catalyze your psychological shift towards progress. Continuously remember that your morning schedule is the establishment whereupon your whole day is fabricated. In this way, starting on a productive and cheerful note is fundamental. Start your day by getting up ahead of schedule. The serenity of the early morning gives a quiet climate to zero in on your viewpoints and plan your day. Begin with a 5-minute contemplation meeting. This straightforward practice will assist you with clearing your psyche, center your contemplations, and set your aims for the afternoon. Then, put away 10 minutes to talk your abundance confirmations resoundingly. As you utter these strong words, picture your monetary objectives being reached, your investment funds developing, and your abundance expanding. Feel the feelings related with becoming well off, and let those sentiments fuel your drive for progress. Follow your certifications with a solid breakfast. In addition to your psyche needs fuel to work ideally, however your body as well. Consuming a dinner that is both nutritious and even first thing will give you the energy you expect to deal with the day directly. At long last, put in no time flat arranging your day. Focus on your undertakings, laying out sensible objectives for what you can accomplish. It is essential to make sure to plan time for breaks and unwinding also. This routine isn't permanently established. Go ahead and adjust it to suit your own requirements and inclinations. The key is consistency. Adhere to your daily schedule and you'll see a huge mental shift towards riches and achievement. You're headed to changing your words into abundance. Part 6, Structure mindfulness in the excursion towards progress. Starting mindfulness is a fundamental venturing stone as it enables you to grasp your assets, shortcomings, and the extraordinary parts of your character. There's actually no need to focus on swelling your inner self, but instead making a practical, fair picture of yourself. You're realizing what your identity is, yet in addition how you connect with your general surroundings. Begin with self-reflection. Invest energy alone. Ask yourself provocative inquiries. What persuades you? What are your qualities? What are your personal triggers? It's not generally open to confronting these insights, but rather it's vital. The motivation behind this try is to get your very own significant perception extraordinary reality. Then, look for input from others. Individuals around you can offer significant experiences that you could disregard. Valuable analysis is a mother lode of chances for self-improvement, so don't hesitate for even a moment to move toward it. Keep in mind, objectivity is vital. You're gathering information, not looking for endorsement. Journaling is one more incredible asset for building mindfulness. Record your contemplations, sentiments, and responses to various circumstances. Throughout time, examples will become clear, furnishing you with a more unmistakable blueprint of your commonplace responses. At long last, practice care. Be available in every second. Notice your contemplations without judgment. It assists you with answering as opposed to respond, making you an expert of your feelings instead of a captive to them. Building mindfulness is an excursion, not an objective. It requires consistency, genuineness, and boldness, however the prizes are massive. As you comprehend yourself better, you'll settle on choices that line up with your actual self, carrying you nearer to progress. Part 7. Killing trepidation and uncertainty. Progressing on your excursion to mindfulness, it's critical to straightforwardly defy the barriers of dread and uncertainty. These close-to-home blockades can stunt your advancement and hold you back from arriving at your maximum capacity. So how would you handle these monsters? Begin by perceiving your apprehension and uncertainty for what they are: simple sentiments, not realities. They're simply impermanent feelings, not long-lasting sentences. You have the ability to control them and not the opposite way around. Then, challenge those sentiments. Assuming you're apprehensive about disappointment, ask yourself what could possibly go wrong. Frequently, you'll find the fact of the matter is undeniably less terrifying than what you've envisioned. Assuming you question your capacities, help yourself to remember past victories. You've defeated difficulties previously, and you can rehash it. Then, supplant dread and uncertainty with sure certifications. Express expressions of confidence to yourself. Keep in mind, you're figuring out how to allow your words to bring you abundance, so don't permit negative contemplations to deny you of your wealth. All things being equal, confirm that you're able, skillful, and deserving of accomplishment. Rehash these assertions until they become your new reality. Finally, make a move. Dread and uncertainty lose their grasp when you push ahead regardless of them. It's okay to feel apprehensive or dicey, yet don't allow these sentiments to deaden you. Continue onward each little move toward turn. Killing trepidation and uncertainty is definitely not a one-time occasion, yet a constant interaction. Continue to rehearse these means, and before long you'll be well headed to an existence of confident riches and thriving. Section 8. The science behind sure talk. Enacting the force of positive talk can genuinely change your life, and there's strong science to back it up. At the point when you converse with yourself in a positive way, you're not simply supporting your state of mind, you're making way for critical mental advantages. Research demonstrates the way that positive self-talk can build your inspiration, work on your presentation, and even decrease pressure. It's a mind-supporting methodology that is based on the force of brain adaptability, the capacity of your cerebrum to change and adjust. Each time you talk decidedly to yourself, you're preparing your mind to see difficulties as any open doors, to push through impediments, and to continue to advance towards progress. By reliably rehearsing positive self-talk, you're basically overhauling your mind for progress. You're cultivating a more sure mentality, which thus assists you with moving toward errands with more energy and flexibility. A cycle benefits from itself. The more sure your self-talk, the better you play out, the more you accomplish, and the more certain you become. Basically, positive talk resembles an exercise for your cerebrum. Similarly, as you prepare your muscles to be more grounded, you're preparing your cerebrum to be more certain and versatile. Also, very much like actual activity, it requires venture of time and determination, yet the results are certainly worth the work. Section 9. Making a thriving mentality. Making a flourishing outlook, an attitude established in overflow and hopefulness, can supercharge your positive self-talk and sling you towards unmatched achievement. There's actually no need to focus on overlooking the truth of your ongoing circumstance. Rather, it's figuring out how to zero in on the potential outcomes of what you can accomplish. This outlook is tied in with trusting in your capability to make abundance and not being restricted by past conditions or future vulnerabilities. Begin by recognizing that your considerations have power. They can shape your world and at last direct your triumphs or disappointments. Consider it. On the off chance that you're continually letting yourself know that you're not adequate or you can't follow through with something, chances are you will not have the option to. Notwithstanding, in the event that you shift your reasoning towards idealism and plausibility, you'll open up a universe of chances. Section 10. Making a thriving mentality next, comprehend that success isn't just about cash. Indeed, it's a piece of it, yet flourishing likewise incorporates satisfaction, and generally speaking prosperity. While you're fostering a thriving mentality, contemplate how flourishing affects you and go for the gold. Finally, practice appreciation. Your center can be moved from what you don't need to what you have when you practice appreciation, which can improve feelings of happiness and overflow. This doesn't mean ignoring your longing for more, but instead perceiving and valuing your ongoing endowments as a venturing stone to your future achievement. Section 10. Your ongoing cash story. To genuinely outfit the influence of a success mentality, it's essential to comprehend and address your ongoing cash story. This is the account you've been educating yourself concerning cash and riches. Have you been seeing cash as a scant asset, a means to an end, or a plentiful energy you can take advantage of? Now is the right time to fundamentally look at your discernments, convictions, and perspectives towards cash. Your cash story is impacted by different variables, including your childhood, encounters, and cultural standards. You've probably gotten positive and negative perspectives towards cash from your folks, companions, and society at large. Understanding this story isn't tied in with laying fault, it's tied in with distinguishing designs that might be affecting your monetary choices today. What is your take and feel when you get cash? Is it true that you are open to requesting a raise or at your worth to charge what? Or then again, do you feel regretful? Restless? Or then again disgraceful? Your profound reaction to cash is a critical piece of your cash story. Keep in mind, your ongoing cash story isn't your last objective. It's just a beginning stage. Finding opportunity to comprehend your cash story implies you're assuming a sense of ownership with your monetary future. You're venturing into the driver's seat, prepared to explore towards riches and success. In the following part, we'll investigate how you can break liberated from shortage. Be that as it may, until further notice, center around grasping your cash story. It's your initial move towards reworking a seriously engaging and prosperous story. Part 11. Breaking liberated from shortage. Presently, we should handle the worldview limited by fear, the undetectable chain that has been keeping you away from genuine independence from the rat race. Keep in mind, shortage isn't about what you have, it's about your thought process. A mentality keeps you trapped in a pattern of dread, stress, and dissatisfaction. You've been adapted to trust that there will never be sufficient. Enough cash. Enough open door. Enough achievement. Yet, that is just false. The viewpoint that everything is limited resembles an inevitable outcome. At the point when you continually stress over not having enough, you're conveying a message to the universe that you need assets. Also, learn to expect the unexpected. The universe answers appropriately. You become caught in the shortage cycle, continuously pursuing more and never feeling fulfilled. However, here's the uplifting news: you can break free. You have the ability to adjust your mentality and your life. Begin by perceiving your shortage considerations. At the point when you find yourself thinking, "I can't manage the cost of flip it around." All things being equal, ask yourself, how might I manage? When you wind up thinking, there will never be sufficient, test that idea. Ask yourself, is that truly obvious? Section 12. Embracing overflow attitude. Whenever you've started to challenge your shortage considerations, now is the right time to completely embrace an overflow attitude, a mentality that accepts bounty is accessible for everybody. This change in perspective is critical to understanding your abundance potential. Keep in mind, abundance isn't just about cash. It's tied in with encountering lavishness in all everyday issues. Open yourself to the possibility of boundless conceivable outcomes. There's really no need to focus on storing assets or stepping on others to excel. The universe is plentiful, and there's enough for everybody. You're not in contest with others for assets. You're in participation with the universe to achieve overflow in your life. Begin by changing your language. Rather than saying, I can't manage the cost of it, say, how might I manage the cost of it? This little shift changes your concentration from need to tracking down arrangements and chances. It sparkles inventive reasoning and opens ways to potential outcomes. Train your brain to see overflow all over the place. Check nature out. It's loaded up with instances of overflow, the endless stars overhead, the huge number of grains of sand on an ocean side, the bunch of leaves on a tree. On the off chance that nature can be plentiful, why not you? Overflow isn't something you get. It's something you tune into. Believe that you're meriting overflow in the entirety of its structures. Attest this conviction every day. You'll begin drawing in abundance and thriving into your life. Embrace overflow mindset and let it fuel your excursion to riches. It's anything but a short-term change, yet an excursion worth setting out on. Wait, don't as well. Begin now. Embrace overflow. Allow abundance to stream. You have this. Part 13. The force of appreciation. Practice overflow. Bridling the force of appreciation can be a distinct advantage in your excursion towards a plentiful life. It's something beyond saying thank you. What is significant is to have a certified appreciation for what you have, to perceive the positive parts of your life, and to recognize that the beginning of that positive viewpoint isn't inside yourself. Rehearsing appreciation reliably can move your outlook from shortage to overflow, and this shift is a key stage in drawing in riches. Presently, you might ponder, how might I rehearse appreciation? You can definitely relax, it's less complex than you naturally suspect. Keeping a gratefulness notepad is a decent spot to begin. Regularly practice it to note down 3 things that you are appreciative for every day. It isn't required for them to be large. Something basic like some sweltering espresso in the first part of the day or a discussion with a dear companion could be everything necessary. The significant thing is to feel the appreciation in your heart really. Then, offer your thanks ostensibly. Thank people around you for their endeavors and graciousness. Not in the least does this spread energy, however it likewise improves your connections, establishing a steady climate for your growing long-term financial stability venture. Keep in mind, appreciation is definitely not an oddball act, it's a training. It's tied in with settling on a cognizant decision consistently to zero in on the upsides and value what you have. This training can change your viewpoint, making you more responsive to open doors for riches and achievement. Embrace appreciation, and you'll find that the world turns into a position of overflow, where abundance isn't simply imaginable, it's unavoidable. Part 14. Picturing monetary achievement. Expanding on the force of appreciation, one more significant apparatus in your excursion towards monetary overflow is the craft of imagining your prosperity. This isn't simply staring off into space or living in fantasy land. It's tied in with making a psychological image of your ideal monetary achievement and utilizing it to impact your psyche mind. Representation goes about as an outline for your psyche. It helps program your subliminal to pursue the accomplishment of your monetary objectives. Begin by envisioning what monetary achievement resembles for you. Is it an agreeable home, another vehicle, or maybe subsidizing your youngster's schooling without pressure? Anything it very well might be, picture it exhaustively. See the varieties, hear the sounds, feel the feelings. This isn't simply a picture, it's a no-nonsense situation you're making. Then, integrate this perception into your everyday daily practice. Put in almost no time every morning and night zeroing in on your vision. Permit yourself to feel as though you've previously accomplished your monetary objectives. This isn't tied in with beguiling yourself, it's tied in with preparing your brain for progress. Section 15. Composing your new reality. Currently, we should drench ourselves in the force of prearranging your future, a strong method that can transform your monetary dreams into the real world. It's not sorcery, it's tied in with making a distinctive, substantial plan of the abundance you need to collect. Envision holding a pen that has the ability to draw your future. Believe it or not, you're the creator here. You have the ability to compose your own monetary story. Begin with where you see yourself later on. How much abundance do you have? What sort of way of life would you say you are living? Record it in current state, as though it's occurring at present. Today, I'm monetarily free. I procure a consistent pay from numerous sources that easily cover every one of my necessities and wants. I live in an extravagance house, drive the vehicle of my fantasies, and travel to places I've for a long time needed to see. Doesn't that vibe enabling? That is the force of prearranging. You're not simply dreaming, you're making another reality for yourself, a reality that your psyche can accept and pursue. Your words have power, use them shrewdly. They're the seeds you're planting for your future abundance. Yet, recollect, similar to any seed, it requires predictable supporting. Return to your content consistently, feel the feelings, have confidence in the truth you've prearranged, and watch your monetary dreams unfurl. In the following part, we'll investigate how you can reinvent your attitude to embrace this new reality completely. Be that as it may, until further notice, center around composing your new reality. Make it as nitty-gritty and as striking as could really be expected. Your future abundance relies upon it. Section 16. Reconstructing your attitude. Immediately, we should drench ourselves during the time spent reconstructing your outlook. A fundamental stage in transforming your prearranged reality into your lived insight. It's not just about thinking beyond practical boundaries. It's tied in with changing your contemplations into an abundance-situated mentality. Start by distinguishing your ongoing convictions about cash. Is it safe to say that they are restricting or enabling? Keep in mind, your convictions straightforwardly impact your activities. In the event that you accept you're unequipped for gathering riches, that is the truth you'll show. In any case, you have the ability to change this. Intentionally choose to expel those restricting convictions. Supplant them with positive, abundance-situated considerations. Like a steady groundskeeper, remove the negative convictions and sow seeds of energy. Rehash these new convictions to yourself day to day. This redundancy is the way to reconstructing your mentality. Likewise, embrace the idea of overflow. Grasp that there's a lot on the planet for everybody, including you. Let this be your new account. Besides, encircle yourself with examples of overcoming adversity. Learn about individuals who've accomplished monetary success. This will not just rouse you yet in addition build up the conviction that abundance is achievable. Ultimately, show restraint. Reinventing your mentality is definitely not a short-term process. It requires consistency and relentless confidence in your capacity to make riches. Section 17 Relinquishing past disappointments. Shedding the weighty shroud of past disappointments is your next fundamental stage towards monetary success. It's normal to clutch past disappointments. They sting, they're agonizing updates, and they can feel like extremely durable dark detriments for your certainty. Yet, here's the reality of the situation: they're not. Your previous disappointments don't characterize you. They're basically examples scholarly on your way to monetary achievement. We should be functional. Past disappointments are simply results that didn't live up to your assumptions. They're not life sentences. You must allow them to go to push ahead. Indeed, they might have left scars, however those scars can act as tokens of illustrations learned, not as anchors keeping you down. Begin by recognizing your previous disappointments. It's alright to fizzle. Indeed, everybody does. It's important for the excursion. Comprehend that disappointment isn't something contrary to progress. It's essential for it. Through the method involved with realizing what doesn't work, every disappointment takes you closer to making progress. Then, excuse yourself. You're human. You're permitted to commit errors. You're permitted to come up short. Try not to allow past disappointments to overload you. The ability to pardon yourself rests in your grasp. Utilize that power. Ultimately, gain from your disappointments. Try not to attempt to fail to remember them. All things being equal, break down what turned out badly. Utilize your disappointments as venturing stones, not as hindrances. Every disappointment is an opportunity to improve, to develop, to improve. Part 18. The specialty of positive self-talk. Becoming the best at positive self-talk is your next challenge on this excursion. What's more, one can change your point of view and funds. This isn't some transitory new age pattern. A demonstrated mental device can revamp your cerebrum to encourage achievement. Your contemplations are strong. They shape your world, and they can either push you forward or keep you down. Positive self-talk implies utilizing words that energize development, achievement, and energy. Rather than telling yourself, "I can't bear the cost of this attempt, how might I make it reasonable?" by re-examining your considerations. You're not simply mollifying what is happening. You're effectively looking for arrangements. Pessimism breeds dread and uncertainty, however certain self-talk supports trying uncertainty. Saddle this and the universe of abundance is yours. Picture your monetary achievement, imagine it, have faith in it, and talk yourself into it. In any case, it's not just about blind energy. It's tied in with being sensible and useful. Assuming you're in the red, don't deny it. Recognize it, however at that point say, "I'm fit for defeating this obligation." Self-talk is a device, yet like all instruments, it expects practice to consummate. Begin with basic expressions that impact you. Help yourself to remember your monetary objectives and promise yourself that you can accomplish them. Section 19. Your everyday confirmation practice. Presently, we should drench ourselves in the act of day-to-day certifications, a strong custom that can enhance your positive self-talk and speed up your excursion towards independence from the rat race. This isn't just about living in fantasy land or thoughtless redundancy of words. It's about intentionally picking words that line up with your monetary objectives and afterward injecting them with your conviction and feeling. Begin every day with an unmistakable, compact certification connected with your monetary objectives. Make it individual, positive, and current state. Rather than saying, "I will be rich," say, "I'm becoming more extravagant consistently." Feel reality in those words. Allow them to sink into your psyche and shape your world. It is fundamental to keep up with consistency. Lay out this as a normal daily schedule, very much like you would clean your teeth. Play out the assignment first thing and again prior to hitting the hay around evening time. The effect that it can have can be groundbreaking, and it won't require in excess of a couple of moments to finish. This isn't about moment satisfaction. It's a gradual cycle, recall. Rome wasn't implicit a day. In any case, how to keep up the energy. Keep your certifications noticeable. Keep in touch with them on tacky notes. Put them on your mirror. Make them your telephone backdrop. Seeing them routinely will keep them more important than anything else to you. Lastly, show restraint toward yourself. However it might feel odd from the get-go, give now is the ideal time. Like any new propensity, it will turn out to be natural with training. Embrace the excursion. The change is essential for the award. Allow your words to be your aid, and let them lead you to the abundance you look for. Part 20. Defeating self-uncertainty and dread. Pushing past self-uncertainty and dread could appear to be a lofty mountain to ascend, however it's significant on your excursion to independence from the rat race. These close-to-home obstructions can block your advancement and hold you back from arriving at your maximum capacity. Nonetheless, you're in good company in this fight. Many have confronted these deterrents and come out triumphant, and you can as well. To start with, recognize your feelings of trepidation. Could it be said that you fear disappointment? Or on the other hand, maybe the apprehension about progress keeping you down? Anything it is, acknowledgement is the most important move towards defeating it. Get them on paper and defy them head-on. Then, practice positive self-talk. Supplant the negative voices in your mind with positive assertions. For example, rather than saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can and I will." It's all around as straightforward as changing your jargon. Additionally, encircle yourself with inspiration. Negative environmental factors breed negative considerations. Search out certain impacts and let their jolt of energy your certainty and inspiration. In conclusion, don't allow a misfortune to hinder you. Disappointments are just venturing stones to progress. They're illustrations, not misfortunes. Embrace them and gain from them. Part 21. Structure. Versatility and trust. Despite affliction, your strength and fearlessness can turn into your most remarkable partners. That is the reason constructing these two characteristics is fundamental. Versatility isn't just about quickly returning. It's tied in with developing through what you go through. It's tied in with involving the obstructions on your way as venturing stones to arrive at higher ground. Furthermore, self-assurance. That is the confidence in your own capacity to survive, to succeed, to flourish. Be that as it may, how would you construct these characteristics? Most importantly, figure out that it's an excursion, not an objective. You don't awaken one day completely versatile and overflowing with certainty. It's a course of little, everyday advances. Begin by defining practical objectives. Accomplishing these objectives, regardless of how little, can help your certainty in demonstrate to yourself that you're fit. Then, embrace a positive mentality. Consider difficulties to be open doors for development, not detours. The reception of this new perspective can possibly reinforce your versatility, empowering you to manage difficulties nimbly. Remember to rehearse taking care of oneself. You can't pour from a vacant cup. The upkeep of your physical and emotional well-being, which thus reinforces your flexibility and certainty, expects that you participate in normal actual work, consume a nutritious eating routine, and get a sufficient measure of rest. Finally, encircle yourself with inspiration. Positive individuals, positive conditions, positive encounters. They'll lift you up, move you, and assert your value. Part 22. The force of day-to-day reflection. Outfitting the force of everyday reflection can turn into your unmistakable advantage in developing strength, helping self-assurance, and encouraging self-awareness. Everyday reflection is something beyond contemplating your day. It's tied in with investigating your activities, choices, and their outcomes. Permit yourself a couple of calm minutes every day to consider your activities. What did you get along nicely? What might you at any point have improved? This isn't tied in with pounding yourself over botches, yet about recognizing them and gaining from them. You're human. You will undoubtedly commit errors. It's how you manage those slip-ups that shapes your future. Reflection likewise assists you with turning out to be more careful. At the point when you reflect, you're at the time, completely drew in and present. You're not stressing over the future or lamenting the past. This care can diminish pressure, increment joy, and assist you with pursuing better choices. You're not simply living, you're learning. You're not simply making do, you're flourishing. Also, in particular, reflection assists you with seeing your improvement. You could feel like you're not getting anyplace, yet when you think back, you'll perceive the way far you've come. You'll see the missteps you've kept away from, the difficulties you've survived, and the triumphs you've won. You'll see that you're more grounded and savvier than you were previously. Section 23. Your way to independence from the rat race. Beginning the way towards independence from the rat race could appear to be scaring, yet recollect, it's not just about getting more cash. It's tied in with overseeing what you have actually and making it work for you. You must comprehend your monetary reality at the present time. Where are you standing? What are your assets, your obligations, your pay? Get an unmistakable image of this. Then, put forth your monetary objectives. Need to purchase a house, resign early, or simply live easily? Characterize how independence from the rat race affects you. It's your excursion, it's your definition. Record it on paper, be explicit, be aggressive, yet sensible. This is your North Star directing you on your way. Presently, now is the right time to make an arrangement. You have the objective, presently you really want the course. You ought to separate your monetary objectives into achievements that are more sensible. Put their requirements first, make a financial plan, figure out what costs you can chop down or dispense with. Search for ways of expanding your pay, perhaps by agreeing with on a particular position work or contributing carefully. Then, at that point, begin making a move. Begin with the least demanding advances. Take care of your littlest obligations, save a little every month. Bit by bit, as you gain certainty and see improvement, tackle the greater difficulties. Keep in mind, it's anything but a run, it's a long-distance race. You'll have difficulties, that is completely fine. Try not to get deterred, continue onward, keep on track, converse with yourself, empower yourself, commend the little triumphs, they'll add up. Your independence from the rat race is reachable. Have confidence in yourself, you have this, you're coming, you're making a future where your words bring you riches. You're strolling your way to independence from the rat race. Section 24, Embracing Your New Reality. As you venture towards your monetary objectives, embracing your new reality turns into an engaging forward-moving step. This isn't tied in with failing to remember your past or dismissing your ongoing conditions, however, about recognizing the progressions you're making. You're not trying to say farewell to old propensities and thought designs, you're inviting new ones that will serve your monetary development. Comprehend, this new the truth isn't bound to your ledger, it's a finished change of your outlook, your needs, and your everyday activities. You're figuring out how to see cash not as a wellspring of stress, but rather as a device for thriving and opportunity. This change in context will not work out by accident more or less. There might be days when old feelings of trepidation creep in or when the ultimate objective appears to be inaccessible, yet recollect that, you're in charge. Begin by recognizing your advancement, regardless of how little. Praise the principal dollar saved, the main obligation paid off, whenever you first picked long-haul gain over transient satisfaction. These triumphs aren't minor, they're evidence of your developing monetary insight. Then, practice appreciation. Be appreciative for the valuable open doors you need to make riches, for the examples gained from previous mishaps, and for the future you're building. This inspirational perspective will keep you grounded and centered. At long last, continue to learn. Understand books, go to classes, follow monetary specialists. Furnish yourself with the information expected to successfully explore your monetary excursion. Embracing your new the truth is more than acclimating to another monetary status. About turning into the individual can deal with, develop and partake in the abundance you're making progress toward, and you're as of now coming. Section 25. Keeping up with force and development. To keep the monetary development you've buckled down for, you genuinely must keep up with your energy and continually look for ways of facilitating your advancement. Keep in mind, abundance isn't an objective yet a continuous excursion. It's sufficiently not to simply arrive at a specific monetary achievement, you should expect to expand upon it consistently. Your words assume a critical part in this cycle. At the point when you converse with yourself, ensure you're taking care of your psyche with positive, development-arranged considerations. Let yourself know that you would be able and will continue to progress. Your inner speech is a strong instrument that can help you in supporting your force and proceeding to pursue accomplishing more noteworthy riches. One viable method for guaranteeing consistent development is by reinvesting your benefits. Rather than spending your profit, set them back into your growing a strong financial foundation endeavors. You must continue to take care of the goose that lays the brilliant eggs. Likewise, learn constantly. The universe of money is continually developing, thus should your insight. Continuously ensure you are forward-thinking on the latest open doors, procedures, and patterns. Keep in mind, information is influence, and for this situation, it can mean more abundance. At last, commend your successes, regardless of how little. These little triumphs will keep you propelled and assist you with remaining focused. Keeping up with energy and development is difficult, yet all at once it's conceivable. You have the ability to fuel your monetary excursion with positive self-talk, consistent learning, and shrewd money management. Continue pushing, keep favorable to ing, and let your words bring you riches. Try not to allow questions to hinder you. You could think, Might I at any point truly shape my own monetary predetermination with simply words totally? You have the ability to completely change yourself with your self-talk. Remain focused on rehearsing these means day to day. Allow your words to introduce another period of abundance and flourishing. Keep in mind, it's about the cash, yet the opportunity, certainty, and development you'll accomplish. So begin talking your abundance into reality today. Gratitude for paying attention to or perusing this from Book Recordings Office.